My name is Phillipa Bilton. I am the relative of Emily Wildling Davison. Emily was brought up in a very progressive family, and when she was born there was a lot of need for social and political change to happen, and she was brought up with a great sense of being part of that. In 1906 she was living in London, and she had seen reports about the WSPU, which was the Suffragette movement set up by Emily Pankhurst. And she was reading some of these reports in newspapers and finding them a little bit one-sided, and she suspected that maybe they were telling lies or exaggerating about the actual cause of the campaign. So she went to one of the meetings in 1906, and that convinced her to become part of the WSPU. Now her motto was deeds not words, and that meant they were going to take direct action. So they were actually going to be quite militant and target the government property by smashing windows, petitioning, getting themselves known and to use whatever publicity they got. Emily was the first person to set fire to a pillar box in Westminster. She got some old rags and some kerosene, set it alight and posted it in one of the post boxes in Westminster. So one of her favourite things was to wrap a stone in a piece of paper, and on it she would write "No surrender," or "A rebellion against tyrants is obedience to God," which was one of her favourite quotes. So that when the stone was thrown through the window, the piece of paper would open up and you'd be able to see what she'd written. When she got arrested, she was taken to the police station, obviously, and she would sit there and say, "When will you give votes to women?" She wouldn't answer any of the questions, or she'd just say "No surrender." So Emily did die during her last famous protest at the Epsom Derby in 1913. She didn't intend to kill herself. It was just a very unfortunate accident. I don't think she realised the force and strength of a racehorse coming towards her at 40 miles an hour. Obviously, I feel that I'm the 21st century suffragette, walking in the footsteps of Emily and continuing that work. The last 5 years I have been doing these sort of things, getting the message out there, trying to rewrite some of the untruths that have been told about Emily and the suffragette story. So it's really important to make sure that we're telling the correct women's history and not the distorted untruths that have been out there. I think, ironically, if Emily were alive today, she would be protesting and making the vote compulsory. She'd be an activist. She'd be going around the world. She'd be trying to sort out the inequality, the FGM, all the torture, the force feeding that still goes on. She'd be a huge international campaigner, if not politician, if not maybe an MP or even the Prime Minister. Who knows?